Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
How's it going?
It's alright. Said an argument with my dad about who were going to take buns out of him before I left.
And who won?
My dad.
So you had to take the buns out the oven?
Yeah.
So how are we doing today?
Hunky dory.
Oh, splendid. We like that phrase, hunky dory, I like it. So what did we say we were going to do today? Let's have a quick look at the book.
Crossroads, I think. And reversing in a straight line also.
Reversing in a straight line, there we go. Let's have a look. La 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 la, 5 and 6. That was good. Got better uphill downhill starts. Basic junctions were fine after practice. Cool. 8 and a 10, still high scores, which is good. Reversing in a straight line. So you've read the book and done the quiz. So hopefully to negotiate crossroads correctly and to be able to reverse in a straight line, read the workbook and did the quiz. Okie dokie. Hopefully well and good. Shall we check the answers? It's a long stretch, see how we've done. La, la, la.
I can't remember if I did the quiz for the reversing the straight line, but I know I watched the video for that one.
Righty-ho.
So
that's okay. Start at the beginning of the quiz. Cool. That's an awkward one, isn't it?
yeah, because there's no markings.
So
There it says.
in theory, that's what should happen.
Yeah.
But
It's a case of you got to kind of watch everybody else. Like, yeah, that's what it said.
who dares wins?
Yeah.
So it's just a
I'll
case
just wait till
of.
everybody else is gone and then go.
Well, I mean, sometimes people make it obvious. You can get eye contact, that kind of stuff. But it's just we're putting a lot of trust in other people there, and we're always a bit wary when we do that. Does he have priority? Say yep. Does he? Yep, that's correct. Assuming no vehicles.
Because it said, because it's got hedges and they take more time to look, so then you can go. It's what it said on the other page.
Again, well, that's absolutely right. But again, it just because
Again,
technically,
He's got right away.
that's right. So we play it by ear. Yes, and I said it's the way that it should go, but that's nearly always how it works.
Yeah.
But again, we just got to kind of take our lead from other people. It's good. It's good. Any idea why it's safer?
Because you can see traffic. But it's a case of getting it synchronised so you both go around each other at the right time.
You'll be hard pushed to get anybody to be able to let you do that, because they'll just not do it. They'll do that.
Yeah.
Unless it's another learner driver.
Yeah.
Then they'll do it right. Cool. That's good. Good. That's an odd one, isn't it?
Yeah.
We do have one like that in Pontefract, which we'll come across when we do busier junctions.
Yeah.
So it's on the main road in and out. But that's an awkward one, because really,
It's a funny
ideally,
crossroad, isn't it? But
it is. Ideally, there should be positioned like that, but coming from there to go across, they cannot really. So again, you've got to make the best of a bad job sometimes.
yeah.
What you do find is that people will do that. They'll push their way out just to kind of bully their way through. But
Yeah.
more of that later. Okay. Do you have any questions for me?
Not really. We're not going to be starting off very busy places, are we, to start off with?
Well, we'll go back to a similar place to where we were last time. But we'll need to also do probably some basic roundabouts. But we'll have a chat about that when we get there. Because we can't find crossroads without having to do those basic roundabouts as well, which is why in the early part of it we've got roundabouts in grey.
Yeah.
Because we've nearly always got to deal with them at that level. So.
Well, my boyfriend sort of taught me a little bit about roundabouts anyway, so we might be alright.
Splendid. Job's a good one. It's just a junction. Just a
Yeah.
crossroads with a...
But you give it its right priority, isn't it?
It is. That's a little tight, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bless them.
I can see enough crossroads.
Yep, as you can see at the end of the road. There you go, we'll swap seats. Oh. Can't believe how warm it is. But it is, I mean, it's so unusual to be this warm at this time of year. It's just like incredible, really, isn't it?
Well, yeah, because it's practically middle of October, isn't it?
So, make yourself comfy. Let me find the right page on here. La-la-la-la-la. So crossroads are really just an extension of what we were doing last week, really. So see, trying to find the page.
I think we're alright now.
So everything the way you want it? All set correctly?
Yeah, I think so.
Splendid. So, when we were approaching last week, we know about going left and going right, don't we?
Yeah.
So the only new bit is that. So, in effect, if you look at the junction at the end of the road here, it only really becomes a crossroad if there's somebody on there.
Yeah.
So if there's no traffic on there, well, it just becomes one of those, doesn't it? And they're like sticky. And the priorities are, would you just pass me some of that cloth out of that side, the tissue? Let's get this wiped down. Obviously haven't wiped the marker off properly last time, and it's all on my hands, look. So, if we're going left, who do we give way to?
People going that way?
Yep. How about people coming this way? Somebody was coming out there and going that way. Who goes first? What's that there?
Me, because they're right turn.
Cool. And if we're going ahead, who do we give way to?
Them ones. And
Yep.
depends who's turning right.
And if we're turning right?
We have to give way to everybody.
Just about everybody, yep. But, as with everything, there are some times that the rules get bent a bit because people don't necessarily do what they should do. You know, we've already talked about we should go around each other, but people will do that kind of stuff. Because we're doing our first ones on fairly open ones and it's fairly light, we can get eye contact with people and maybe get a bit of an idea. The body language of the car, where people are positioned, or the speed they're approaching, can sometimes give you a little bit of a guide. So what we can do is do a little bit of a left-hand loop here,
Right.
which gives us the crossroads, which, as you can see, at the end of the road, but also reinforcing the basic junctions that we've done as well. And then when we're happy with that, we can then maybe do a right-hand loop and then maybe do an ahead. But we will probably have to deal with basic roundabouts.
Right.
But they are just basic ones. So we have mini roundabouts, multi-lane roundabouts, which look like
Bit the scary ones.
that, like that one at junction 32. But the ones we're dealing with today are like this.
Yeah.
So they're just the basic ones. So what rules do you think apply at roundabouts?
You give people at your right have priority coming round
That's it.
from the right, don't they?
Yeah. So if you're signalling left, would you signal on approach?
You're supposed to signal.
Oh, so if
when
you're
set
signaling,
off
if you're
that either.
turning left rather. So you're coming down here, 30 mile an hour, we're going to turn left here.
Are you supposed to wait till you get into the roundabout before you signal?
Well, if you're turning left, it's best to signal beforehand, so let
Right.
people know where you're going. If you're going ahead, you don't signal on the way in.
Right.
So you would only signal once you got past there.
Yeah.
If we're going to the right, what do you think you would do then?
Signal right when you enter the roundabout and then signal left when you get round here.
That's, about what point would you signal left, you reckon?
Probably after you've gone past there,
That's
something
it.
like that.
Yep. Now again, the roundabouts around here are fairly simple and they're just a single lane as you go around, so we haven't got to worry about traffic either side of us. I'll give you whatever level of help we feel is maybe necessary on the way, and I'll ask you the questions, what can you see? So that's the nice thing about roundabouts is, although they're a give-way lane, you can normally see from further back.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit more open, so you can make the decision whether you can go or not, probably when you get to here, where
Yeah.
for the junctions we were dealing with last week, you've got to get right up the line, haven't you? Anything you want to ask me about?
Not really.
Okay.
I think.
If you want to make yourself comfy, shall we have a little go at these? So if
We
you look
can
at the,
try.
we can. So if we look at the end of the road here, what have we got?
Give way sign.
What sort of junction is it? Can you tell from here?
It looks like a crossroads.
Yeah, quite right, it
But
is.
it don't look like a staggered one, it just looks like a normal one.
Correct. Absolutely correct. So what we'll do is we'll move off and we'll turn left at that crossroads.
Right.
How much help do you want from me?
Just tips.
Okay.
Unless we get in trouble, then you can use your pedals if you feel
Fair
like
enough.
it.
That sounds like a plan.
I'm not going to deny you use of your pedals.
Yeah, that'd be a bit troublesome, wouldn't it? Well, you did need to use them, but I'm not letting you. That's nicely adjusted.
Oh. Starting already? Must be slightly on the hill.
Slightly downhill, you're quite right. So at the end of the road, we'll take the road to the left.
Feels odd because I'm wearing different shoes than I normally do. It's still
Yeah.
flat, but they're just bigger.
So how much can you see here?
Not a lot, so you have to go to end and stop and look at you really. But
Now you might get
amble
away if we
forward.
just trundle like
Trundle.
this. You might get the chance to have a look and perhaps keep it rolling. What do you reckon?
Yeah, you probably will actually.
Can we go?
Yeah.
So by taking that little bit extra speed off, follow the road ahead. Well done. That's good. It's cool. Remember, it's always best to look with your hand.
Yeah.
We'll take the next turning on the left, please.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
Cool. You might want to take the chance just to have a little glance in between the hedge. Might give you a clue as to whether there's parked cars there and that sort of stuff. So we always take that view if we get the opportunity. That's nice. How'd that feel?
Nice.
Follow the road ahead.
Signal it wrong way now. I don't like it when there's no lines in, but it's like a free-for-all, isn't it?
It makes it a little bit more difficult, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All you can do, really, is imagine that there's a line, the midway point, and try and measure from that. Of course, it makes it difficult when you've got obstructions either side. But here, if there was a car coming the other way, is there still room for us to go out, do you think?
Probably, as long as we keep ourselves tucked in rather than going quite wide.
Okay, cool.
You just have to see how big the other car was first.
Yeah.
We're not going down here, are we?
No, a bit further up. So as we go past the parked car, you always leave enough room for a car door to open, just in case it does. I know you can't see anybody there, but there could be kind of down messing about. What do you reckon here?
Probably enough space.
There is.
But he's going to slow down anyway.
There actually was enough space. We'll take the second road on the left.
Not this
One's the first.
Right.
So you just see just beyond where those pedestrians are. That's it. So again, this is a crossroads. So keep an eye on the road to the right, even though we have priority, just in case. So we're just scanning all the time. If we were going straight ahead over that crossroads, you'd probably have a little look left and right as you went past, just to see what was happening.
Yeah.
So basic roundabout ahead.
Yep.
We'll take the first road, or the road to the left, which is the first exit. So again, as you can see, the roundabout opens up a bit earlier.
Yeah.
So you might even, if there's nobody about, get away with second here. That's good. Good, well done. Again, think about how much space you need. Always assume somebody's going to do the daft thing and open the door. So if you're going through at a speed where perhaps you can't leave that sort of space, it needs to be slower, just so in case you know somebody does it, you'll be able to stop. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, same left-hand loop. Can you remember the route? Or do you want me to remind
so.
you?
You might remember where the big turns up there, because there's a few in there.
Well, we'll assume we're going to go the same route. Shout up if you need me to help, if you can't remember which way it is.
Okay.
So would you like to have an attempt at this one on your own, without any help?
Yeah, we'll have a go.
Okay. I've got you covered, don't forget.
Don't remember.
Don't remember.
Okay, I won't remember. I'll just panic, it's okay.
There's a little bit more space, just a tad more.
Okay.
Excellent, well done. How'd that feel?
A little bit better than last time.
Yeah. Did it on your own too. And made the decision to go down to first, which was the correct thing to do. The problem that you have with junctions, of course, is that you've got a lot of things to do.
All at once.
All at once.
Look everywhere, and there's three different.
And this is where, you know, when you look at somebody who's an experienced driver, it looks dead easy, doesn't it?
Yeah, because they've already done it. They do it
Done
without
it
thinking
millions of
about it.
times. That's right.
this one, isn't it?
It is. That's right. Good, well done. I like the mirror check as you come on the new road. What about our friend coming towards us here?
It's going to be speedy, isn't it?
He is a tad, isn't he? You've done the right. The last thing you want to do is arrive alongside that parked car at the same time as him because he's travelling at speed. So you could adjust your speed on the way in. Whereas they were travelling much more sensibly.
Yeah.
Still too fast, but a little bit more sensibly. That's good. That's nicely done. So you've timed your approach so that you didn't arrive at the same time.
Yeah.
So we could have sped up or slowed down. Slowing down is nearly always the safer option. That's good. Well, I like the spacing you're leaving there. That's excellent. Well done.
So it's not this one, it's one after, isn't it?
Correct. So they should wait for us. And once we get round the corner, if you want to find a convenient place to pull over on the left.
Yeah, you can wait for me, punk. I'm coming through.
You waited, but not long. Everybody's always in a hurry. And very few people travel at 30 miles an hour.
I'm not even travelling at that yet.
And relax. How was that?
That was a bit more better than last week. It's more relaxed, a bit calmer.
Well, it's because you're building on what you've already learned, and it does take time. And I think sometimes we get a little hard on ourselves when we're learning something new. We expect it all to be right straight away. That's not how the world works, is it? So how did you feel under control going in there?
Yeah, I felt a bit more confident.
Did you feel that you selected the correct gear?
Yeah.
Is
Coming up that road, I could have gone into third because it needed a bit more, but I just didn't want to.
It's fine.
I thought, I'll just go nice and slow and just trundle up as we go.
Yeah, you're quite right. We could have done.
It felt a bit like it wanted to, but I didn't want to, so I was like, no, go slower.
The thing that we're working on is the crossroads. Okay, so that's something. If we go back around the block, that's something perhaps you can add in. Is there anything else you might do differently? If we go around again, what do you want from this next loop? If we do another one.
I don't know.
Well, would you like me to tell you what I've observed? What I think might help you. We're not quite. We're getting slightly out of position occasionally, it's only a little bit. And I think it's because you're working your hands quickly, but you're not taking enough steering.
Right, yeah, so bigger.
So if you take a bigger lump of it, you'll only have to do it once, where at the minute you're having to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So just take a bigger one, and that might just help you with that.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So would you like to have another attempt at that? So if I asked you to mark that one out of 10, that loop around, what do you give yourself?
The last one or the first one?
Yeah, that last one we've just done.
Probably about a 9.
Okay.
Because it went fairly smooth.
Yeah. So, what do you think it would take to get to a 10?
Yeah. Like you said, probably just not go wobbly.
Should we have a go and see?
Yeah.
Off Off you go when you're ready. How much can you remember the route? Do you want any help from me at all this time? Or?
No, I think I can remember.
Fantastic. Off you go when you're ready. How would you rate that pull away?
Average.
Average, okay. They did have a look like they were coming over here, didn't they?
Alright, we can go. That was
Well
a
done.
bit busier that time too.
Under more pressure, more traffic, lots of things to think about. You did it. Did I help at all?
No, I don't think so.
Get me gob shut. You have no idea how hard that is for me.
That's a new one. Did they even signal then? Bit fast.
You've corrected it though, which is great. No, he didn't. And he saw the L plates and decided he was going to dive across in front of you, so...
Well, if I'd have crashed into it, maybe it's his own fault then, wouldn't it?
Yes. Let that be a lesson to you.
Yeah, it's your own fault.
What do you think? Should we go up or not?
Yeah, probably.
Let's see you thinking about it.
Oh dear. Did I go up or not?
You did.
I'm not sure if I got it quite in then. It feels better. You don't mind as much.
Well, the engine's not complaining, is it? You can
No.
feel that the car's a little bit more at ease with what it's doing.
It's a bit slower.
What would have helped with that, do you think?
Steering, I think.
Possibly, but which gear are we in?
True.
So we'll go left at the end of it. Because we're still in the higher gear,
Yeah.
the car's kind of pushing you along a little. Good, well done.
It doesn't want. Oh, that's it. That's
It's a little
why.
bit more speed, a bit more space.
You don't want to go in?
Try second. There you go. That's good, well done. Difficult to know what's going on here, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you've done the right thing. Right, oh. There you go. I got it. There you go. Not quite enough gas to pull us away. We'll find a convenient place to pull away. And relax. Have a deep breath. Good, well done. Now, as we came down there, obviously there was a lot of stuff happening.
Yeah.
And then the car coming the other way, the car going to pull out from your right, and one behind. So you did the right thing by just holding back. And, okay, you
Slowly
lot do
going
what you're
slow,
going to do,
yeah.
and then we'll do what we're going to do. Obviously, not the right gear to move off again.
No.
But other than that, all the decision making was right, and that's what we're looking at, really. So, if we looked at that little loop around there, we said we were going to work on the steering. Did that work?
It was alright. It was better at the bottom end, but then when it got a bit complicated, it got a bit...
Well, I mean, it's to be expected, isn't it? You know, when you're suddenly under a lot of pressure. What was the difference, do you think, at that top junction as opposed to the bottom one?
Still going wrong gear, so going too fast.
Yeah, so the lower gear would have just pulled you back a little bit.
Yeah.
You're right to take the higher gear going up the hill, but of course, as we're coming in, we need to be thinking about the routine, mirror, signal, manoeuvre, but then position, speed, gear. So you got the position and the speed and all your observations right, but we just missed the gear change. So that one little bit being missing has a bit of a knock-on effect. So what would you like to do now? Do you want to have another left-hand loop, or do you want to try a right-hand loop?
We could try a right hand.
Okay. End of the road, or at the crossroads. I'd like you to take the road to the right. So what's the difference this time? We're turning right.
That everybody else has priority.
Yeah, more people to give way to here. That's a lovely pull-away. It's very smooth.
That's a clever thing to do with a car, isn't it? Just leave all doors wide open.
Likely lads. Bless. They obviously trust you. So we'll go to the right.
I won't.
What do you think?
I think we're alright.
Because your approach speed is right, everything else falls into place.
Yeah.
And what we'll do is we'll take the first road to the left. Do you see where the grass starts in the middle? Where that?
Yeah.
It's just along there.
Right. Oh, there's lots of hills everywhere around here, isn't there?
Yeah. It's quite a good little practice area. There's always something going on though.
Oh, God.
So once you're in here, there's nowhere for you to go.
Yeah.
If somebody did come the other way, you could perhaps tuck it down. We'll take the next road on the left, please.
But where's Silver Car is?
That's the one.
They just like to park anywhere, don't they? It's like a
They
free
do.
for all.
They do. Which obviously limits your opportunities to see what's going on. Left at the end of this road. And again, because you've got the speed right,
Yeah.
everything's manageable. That's good. And left at the end of this road, please.
I think we're okay.
Well, you're quite right. And when we get to the crossroads, I'd like you to follow the road ahead, please. Follow that car.
Okay, okay. Okay. Oh,
It's a pop.
tyre.
No, it's a pop bottle.
Ah, okay. Hoping it won't tyre anyway. Oops, daisies.
They can go off with quick. I'll tell you, one of the worst things to run over is a crisp packet. They don't have to go bang.
Scares you after death, doesn't it? What are we doing now? Just going
Follow the road ahead, yeah. That's well done. That's perfect timing. This road surface is rough. Like a nodding dog.
Should been on driving strip when I was on for the week.
When we get to the roundabout, I'd like you to follow the road ahead. It's the third exit. So no signal on approach. And we signal after
We get
this.
into
So not where they are, the next one round.
So what do we signal? We don't signal yet, do
No
we?
signal yet, no. We're taking the third exit.
So
This is
not
the
this
first.
one.
So we'll signal after the second one. Well done. So how'd that feel?
Better.
It's just practice, isn't it? It's just,
Yeah.
you know, everything starts to drop into place eventually.
I'm just following this
Just
round.
follow the road ahead, yeah.
I'm sure they like following me. That's not looking good. It's tiny.
Good looking thing.
Could drive one of them, it's small. Straight or not?
Yep, straight ahead please. And if you want to pull up on the left just before that red car. And relax. So how did that feel?
I hate clicky indicators.
Yeah,
That's
what you might
better.
find easier, you know, when you put it on like that,
Yeah.
if you press it the same way, it goes off. Oh. So you don't necessarily have to like other ones. But I'm not a fan of these.
No, my boyfriend's a nicer on his. He doesn't have that 3 clicky thing and he just seems to do it properly.
I was going to say we'll maybe do some straight line reversing here, but it's kicking out time at the school, so it's probably not a good place to do it.
It is if you want to knock a lot of kids down.
I'm not sure that's what we're after. But let's have a look at the targets for Crossroads.
If you can get to it.
So you're stretching. I mean, obviously we're going to come back to them and do a lot of extra stuff on them.
Yeah.
But let's have a look how far through we've got with our targets. So, do you know who has priority when turning left, right, and going ahead of the Crossroads?
Yep.
Do you know what? Do you want to know those? Left your pen again.
You can keep it until I end it.
Well, we'll leave it in the car.
Yeah.
What about the next one? You know which signs and road markings are associated with crossroads and what they mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Difference between crossing, approaching traffic near side to near side and offside to offside. And it says then how to determine which method you might use. How do you think you would do that?
See what the other person wants to do.
Yeah, just wait and see what the other people are up to. So you feel confident in your ability to turn left at a simple crossroads from the main road or from the side roads?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, obviously more practice will make it really slick.
Yeah.
Turn right at a simple crossroads from either the main road or the side roads?
Yeah.
Okay. And straight ahead at the crossroads? We did
Well,
that.
we did that on my back, didn't we?
Well, you did. And negotiate a variety of more difficult crossroads.
We haven't done that yet.
We haven't done so much of those. We've done them with different. What we've done
Varying
basically.
gradients.
Yeah. Sometimes they're uphill, and so it's also staggered ones with more restricted view. The one thing we don't have a lot of over here in Pontefract is crossroads. We don't have that many at all, really. Most of the places where crossroads would be, they've made roundabouts, really. A lot of T-junctions, of course. These ones, of course, you might want to have a look at the what's required on test for 4 days' time. It's a bit exciting.
Oh, God.
How's it going?
It's not too bad, actually. I'm going to do some more tonight once I've done cake stuff and got that out of the way.
Well, we seem to have lost the kid, which is good. So, if we have a look at straight line reversing, the reason that we do it as a separate thing, a lot of places will teach just reversing around the corner. Well, when you look at it, it's basic things. It's a straight line reverse round the corner and a straight line reverse. Well, you've done the round the corner bit because you've done that going forward. Yeah, it's pretty much the same coming back. What we want to be able to do, though, is to be able to keep the car speed incredibly slow.
Yeah.
And stay the same distance away from the curb all the time. So what we're doing with the straight line reversing is just basically practicing that. So if you look out the back window and you can measure, in your normal driving position, you can find a spot on the window and measure where the curb is. and we can try and keep the curb in that place. If the car's moving in or out, you'll see the curb will move across the back window, and that'll give you the guide as to steer in or steer out. The best thing, I think, for me is to get a feel for it, rather than me say, oh, we'll do this and then this and then this and then that.
Yeah.
So do you want to try doing that? See if
Yeah.
you can take us back along the road and keep us the same distance from the curb all the way. What we might do is we'll maybe steer out, steer in, steer out, steer in, just so we get the feel of it.
Yeah.
Would you like to have a go at that? Off you go when you're ready.
No dear. So
Can you
reverse
remember?
is. Oh, reverse is like all the way over there, isn't
It
it?
is, but there's a little button underneath.
Oh yeah.
And it won't go in, so it's to stop you selecting reverse by accident.
Because my boyfriend's is this
The
way.
other side, yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to press a button for that.
No.
Otherwise, they'd just confuse me. Don't even need any gas anyway, do I?
Hardly any. That's good, like the blind spot checks. And then always looking through the back window. And we're good, we'll stop there. Oh, remember, clutch down. So, handbrake neutral. So what happened there, do you think?
Went too fast.
Bit quick. And where were we looking?
Mirror.
Yeah,
Rather than. Dear me.
smack your hands. But that's fine. Let's take it forward and then we'll come back again. So what we're after really is real slow speed, really slow speed control. So it's feathering that clutch in and out. See, basically what you're doing is you're riding the clutch when you're manoeuvring.
Want some of these kids on.
So this time, get ready just as you did before. Observation just as you did, but before we move back, look through the back window.
Right. And then.
Yep. And if we have a look, clutch down a little bit. That's it. Look through the back window and then just creep back along the road. Clutch down a bit. So you're just using just the clutch. No gas on, no brake, nothing else. Clutch down a teeny bit. That's the speed.
I didn't realise you could do that, that's why he's went
Yeah,
a
can.
bit fast.
So while we're doing it, let's steer away from the curb a little. Clutch down a bit. That's it. So we're really just creeping and then steer back towards the curb. And then run us in a straight line. And we'll stop there. So how's that feel?
Not too bad.
Snail's
Bit of a
pace.
crick in your neck, right? But
Does a bit. Let's go forward again and have another bash. So that's great. We've got the speed sorted out. But what we also need to take account of, we're looking back, you know, because that's the direction we're
Yeah.
travelling. But we also need to occasionally glance to the front. You know, like when you're driving forward, you check your mirrors occasionally.
Yeah.
When we're reversing back, we need to check to the front occasionally.
Yeah.
See what's happening. If there's somebody coming, we're going to be in their way. What do you think we might do?
stop.
Yep. Let's try again. So it's all about slow speed control.
Oh, it helped if I just take and break off, didn't it?
Little bit. Little bit.
Not going to go very far otherwise, are we?
So you've got to be thinking really kind of quarter of a mile an hour.
Yeah.
Much slower than walking pace. And then what it does mean is, if it's not going quite right, you've got loads of time to fix it.
Yeah.
So it's the one thing that the luxury that we want is time. With everything that we do, if you've got time, everything's easy.
Do you take your seatbelt off to do it or not?
No, you
Because
can.
I didn't video that she did.
You
so-
can, but now what I would say is, if it's really uncomfortable for you, then
Yeah.
then either drop it below here
Yeah.
or take it off. As long as you remember to put it back on before
Yeah,
you move forward.
that's it.
I would say that, you know, if it is causing you discomfort,
It's better to drop
put
it.
it there, because when you turn back around, you'll feel it
You'll
and you'll
feel it,
remember
yeah.
to put it back. And now you can adjust the height of it, but I think we've got it about right. On this side here, this moves up and down.
Alright, no, that's fine.
Okay, back you go when you're ready. So we've elected for the under the arm bit.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's a bit more comfortable.
Okay.
I don't even need that one, do we?
That's fantastic. And a quick check around for anybody who might be kicking about. That's nicely done. And we'll call it a stop there. We take us back forward and pull up on the left. How'd that feel?
Better.
It's easy peasy, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's manoeuvring lark. The key thing is the speed.
Oh.
Oh, well held. So that's when we know that we're making progress, is when things go a little bit wrong like that and you instantly adjust because you can feel it. You know, the car tells you what it wants. You kind of feel it through your feet.
Yeah.
Though that might seem like a silly thing to say. Okay. So let's have a look at our targets for M1. Which is fairly straightforward, really. Straight line reversing, you can select reverse gear, prepare your car to move, position yourself to take effective observation.
Yep.
Take effective all-round observation, including blind spots before you start.
Yep.
Coordinate the controls in order to maintain a speed equivalent to a slow walking pace. Or even slower, we did there. Make fine steering adjustments to keep a constant distance from the curb. It says no more than a metre, but it's you don't want to be parked up, because you want to be a couple of feet, or it's what, 2/3 of a metre. I haven't got metric. Pause occasionally whilst maintaining control of the vehicle. Maintaining control of the vehicle to take all-round observations. You know, when I said just before, let's have a look around, you actually held the car still, which is good. Respond correctly to other road users. You haven't really had any. And remember to refasten your seatbelt. Well, because you put it under your arm, you can tell straight away, can't you? So how does that feel?
Yep, fine.
Cool.
Now
So,
I know I can do it slower than what his car does it.
well, that's right. Well, I mean, you can with this, but you'd have to ride the clutch a lot more on the Fiesta than you do on this. This one, this is brilliant for slow speed manoeuvring. So when it comes to doing reversing around a corner, it's a straight line reverse.
Yeah.
Around the corner, straight line reverse.
Yeah.
2/3 of that you can now do.
Yeah.
What we might look at doing perhaps next time, and again you can have a think about it, is to maybe go onto that and try it around the corner and somewhere quiet. So there's lots of choices for us next time. What do you think a logical thing might be? Help if I can open the page at the right place, wouldn't it? So we've done M1, we're down to here. Obviously we're still going to be working on all of that while we go through. We're up here, we're into busier junctions and complex situations, so we can either go over all of that, we can start looking at doing a bit more of that, which is, again, probably starting where we are here and then maybe branching out. Depends how comfortable you feel with all that, really. There's only you can really make that judgment call. Or we can begin down this route, and we could, if you wanted to, finish all the manoeuvres before we do anything else. Some people like to get them out of the way quick, because some people worry about them because they know they're on the test. Other people aren't so bothered about it. You can have a think about it while you're laid by the pool in the sunshine next week.
What do I fancy doing when I come back?
Well, just stay on this lie low. You might change your mind by the time you get there, but have a little look, and then have a think about, well, if whichever lesson you're going to do, what do you think might be good preparation? You might want to try that slow speed reversing in Jimmy's car, because you'll need to ride the clutch a little bit more, so you might not be so happy about that.
But right, I'll just get a new one.
So I shall leave that with you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, not really.
How do you feel today's gone?
A lot better than last time.
Well, it's, you know,
I'm a bit more calm, even with cars behind me. It didn't panic me as much this time as what it did before.
well, it's when you suddenly meet traffic, it puts an extra layer on it. that's not just the nuts and bolts of what we're doing, and you've got a lot more to think about. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh my God. And it doesn't matter how much I would say to you, don't worry about it.
It did
course
scare
you're
me
gonna.
last week, but this week it didn't seem to bother me, but last week it did scare me. But I think it's because, I don't know, it just seemed a lot tighter, but it's not really any tighter than it is around here, is it?
No, but it's the first time you've encountered it.
Yeah.
So, you know, the first couple of lessons we did, there was no traffic about. Then suddenly it's like, oh, there's parked cars, and oh, now there's people coming the other way. Oh,
Yeah.
and pedestrians. Oh, and idiots pulling halfway across the road to talk to their mate.
Yeah.
So that's what it's all about. It's gaining different experiences, and you know, learning to make good decisions. I think we're on the way to that. I think, don't you?
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, let me swap your seats and we'll take you home.